RTO1 Lines in Jackson Hole, Wyoming at the 2009 ColorTyme Summer Retreat. We're here with ColorTyme franchisee Tom Glagowski with a franchise location in New York. Welcome, Tom.
Morning.
New York State, which part?
We're in upstate New York, about an hour north of Albany, Queensbury, New York.
Queensbury.
Correct.
Population of Queensbury?
There's a lot of surrounding areas, rural areas, so it's real hard to...
Queensbury, Glens Falls, all that's
Queensbury, Glens Falls, Lake George.
Pretty rural area. It could be the Midwest.
Right, right.
And for most of us, we think of New York as New York City.
Yeah, there's
a lot more to
it. A lot more to it, you know, more spread out, you know, less concentrated like the city is. You know.
How's business in Queensbury?
It's been very good, very good. We've been open about 2 years now, you know, and with everything going on with the economy and stuff like that, we've just seen bursts of new business, so it's good.
How's your summer shaping out?
It's good so far. You know, we usually head into the busiest season right about now, so, you know.
Really? This is usually your busiest time of the year?
Yeah. Last year, we gained tremendously in July, so we're looking forward to that again this year.
Unusual.
Yeah, there's some summer business in the area, you know, tourists and whatnot that come in. You know, so we do a lot of short-term business for that.
Lake, what's the name of it? Is it?
Lake George.
Lake George?
Yep.
So you do a lot of summer rental stuff?
Yes, we do. Yes,
do you market that heavily in the area?
Actually, it's really... you know, doesn't require a lot of effort. People seek us out, you know. We're another option up there now, which, you know, customers didn't have before. And then once, you know, the word gets out, you know, just seems to grow from there.
Competition in Queensbury?
Yeah, there's 2 Rent-A-Center stores right nearby. We have a... we have
TV.
Easy Home nearby. You know, and we also have a new Aaron store that just opened up. So
why do people shop with Tom at ColorTyme?
I think what we've tried to promote anyway in our store is, you know, myself and my staff have been doing this. I've been doing it for 20 years. My manager's been in it for 8 years. You know, my lead guy underneath him has been 5 years. So we have a lot of experience there. We try to take the best of all the companies that we work for and wrap it all up into our ColorTyme package and offer it to the customer. So, you know, we have good products, great pricing, flexibility to do, you know, different things.
Tom, tell me about your background. You came from which company?
Started 22 years ago with Rent-A-Center. Worked with them, worked with a ColorTyme franchisee, worked with Rentway, was a regional manager with Rentway. Sold and went back to Rent-A-Center. Left there and went to Aaron's for a brief period of time, and then opened my own store.
So a lot of experience.
Yeah, been doing a long time.
All in New York?
Yes.
What do you like about New York?
I was born and raised there, you know, so I like the seasons, you know, being in my home turf, I'm comfortable there.
What made you decide to go on your own?
I think the biggest deciding factor was, you know, working for somebody else for so long, busting, you know,
right.
Working as hard as you can to become number one, and then, you know, starting all over, either by changing to another company or the company changing for you. So I figured, you know, if you're going to work that hard, you might as well do it for yourself. And, you know, had a partner who I worked with before, Tom Nyhart, who had some ColorTyme stores, and, you know, he was real excited to...
In Louisiana?
Yep, to help me out, and, you know, we opened our store together and been growing ever since.
The legislative environment in New York State, it's been pretty active.
Yes, it's
lately.
There's a lot going on up there. It keeps us very
Would you say that Tom is on the board of directors of the New York State Rental Dealers Association?
I'm on the board of the New York State Rental Dealers Association. You know, at one time, Lisa and Tom Nyhart were very involved with that. Lisa was a past president of the New York State Rental Dealers Association. So, you know, they helped me out a lot. Dave Edwards is the current president, and you know, there's probably 8 pending bills right now in New York, 8 or 9. You know, a couple of them are mirror bills,
right.
So they're on both sides of the house, and you know, it could be very detrimental to our industry if we're not out there fighting these. So we've been putting a lot of effort into that.
I understand there's even some things going on today?
Yeah, I've been getting phone calls while we're doing the interview here.
Do you think it will come to some consensus between the sides? Come to some successful conclusion?
Yeah, what we're trying to do is be involved with the legislation, so at least if they are going to make a decision, it's favorable for us to continue to do business. the initial drafts that we're going through wouldn't be like that. So we've made it be known that you know, we need to be involved with it.
Why all of a sudden? Why just the last few years have things
Well, I think
bloomed
as long as I've been in rent-to-own, there's always been some kind of bill pending, but it never really got any momentum. I think now with the government and the banking issues and the credit constraints, there's a lot of consumer groups out there that are trying to push something through and say, you know, they don't understand our business. They try to say rent-to-own is bad. And for those reasons, the politicians are being forced to make moves. And, you know, some of the moves they're making are without...
Is some of that our fault? Is some of that the fault of the rental industry not communicating what we do well enough to
Well,
the broad
what I
public?
found in the last year that I've been involved with this, it's very hard to get a lot of people in our industry to speak out. You know, rental dealers, you know, relying on just a few people that are active to speak on their behalf instead of everybody getting involved. And that's frustrating, you know. Everybody should be out there. Everybody should be contacting their politicians, their legislation, explaining to them what they do, bringing them into our store, showing them letters from our customers that say we are a valued service.
Do you find that it's just a matter with legislators, it's just a matter of educating them about what we do? There's some confusion about what it is that rent-own is really about?
There's a little bit of both. The people that are willing to listen do listen and do understand, and there's, you know, people that have their own opinion, and, you know, anything we say isn't going to change that. You know, and I think a lot of it ties into, you know, what's going on right now in the banking industry and the credit industry, and we're just kind of
focus on it these days.
Yeah, we're just getting swept up with that. So
the New York State Rental Dealers Association supports obviously the federal bill.
Yes,
and has been heavily involved. And
oh yeah,
had a good showing at the recent legislative conferences in Washington D.C.
Absolutely. You know, we tried to bring that down to the state level and had a rally day, you know, a week and a half ago down in Albany, and met with.
How'd that go?
It met really well. We met with 50 or so politicians. I had probably 12 meetings myself, and I say 12 people I spoke with, I only had one or two that were, you know, reluctant. Everybody else was pretty much willing to listen and, you know that we need to be involved in whatever changes take place. You know, so we're trying to rely on those relationships and build more like that.
So the future of rent-to-own industry in New York State?
Yes.
Thumbs up?
I think we'll survive. Okay, we have in the past. You know, it's going to depend on how involved we can get with the decisions to, you know, determine.
What is it that politicians misunderstand about the rent-own transaction?
They compare us straight up to retail. Okay, and the bills that are pending right now want us to set our cash prices comparable to retail. And without understanding the additional costs we have in servicing that product for a year and a half or 2 years, as opposed to a one-time straight sale transaction. And, you know, even people you've met with over and over and over again, you got to keep reminding them of that fact, that it's not just hand me the money and walk away and I make boatloads of profit on it. You know, it's difficult to communicate that it takes a lot of revenue just to make a small bit of profit in our industry. But, you know, if I keep bringing in laptops that are snapped in half and showing it to them, hopefully that'll work.
What's next for you, Tom? Open up additional locations?
Yeah, our goal is, you know, we continue to grow, you know, next 6 months or a year, open a second, open a third store, keep them rolling. You know, that's our future.
Tom Glagowski?
That's correct.
ColorTyme franchisee from New York State. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.